The news spread like wildfire, leaving a trail of shock and sorrow in its wake. Miller Gardner, the 14-year-old son of former New York Yankees star Brett Gardner, was gone. He had been vacationing with his family in the idyllic paradise of Costa Rica when tragedy struck. The beautiful beaches and lush rainforests couldn't mask the heartbreaking truth. A young life full of promise had been cut short. Miller, a bright and energetic teenager, had been enjoying his spring break with his family. Little did they know that their tropical getaway would turn into a nightmare. The Gardner family, known for their love of baseball and their close-knit bond, was now facing the unimaginable, the loss of their beloved son and brother. The news sent shockwaves through the baseball world and beyond. Fans, friends, and former teammates struggled to comprehend the devastating news. How could a young man so full of life be gone so soon? As the world mourned the loss of Miller Gardner, one question lingered in the air: what happened in Costa Rica? In the immediate aftermath of Miller's passing, confusion and speculation reigned supreme. Initial reports from Costa Rican authorities pointed towards a possible case of asphyxiation. The young man had been found unresponsive in his hotel room, and the presence of vomit near his body led investigators down this path. Could it be that Miller had choked on his own vomit, leading to a tragic and untimely demise? The thought sent chills down the spines of those following the case. The idea of such a young life being extinguished in such a sudden and unexpected manner was almost too much to bear. However, as further investigations were conducted, a different picture began to emerge. The authorities, after a thorough examination of Miller's body, ruled out asphyxiation as the cause of death. There was no evidence of airway obstruction, effectively debunking the initial theory. The news, while bringing some measure of closure to the uncertainty surrounding Miller's passing, did little to ease the pain of his loss. The question remained: if not asphyxiation, then what had claimed the life of this vibrant young man? As the investigation into Miller Gardner's death progressed, a new and perhaps more plausible explanation emerged: food poisoning. The Gardner family, it was revealed, had all fallen ill during their Costa Rican vacation. Reports indicated that they had experienced severe gastrointestinal distress, a telltale sign of foodborne illness. The family had dined at a local restaurant, and it was suspected that something they consumed there might have been contaminated. Food poisoning, while often dismissed as a minor ailment, can have devastating consequences, especially in severe cases. Could this be the missing piece of the puzzle, the tragic explanation for Miller's untimely demise? The possibility sent shockwaves through the community, highlighting the hidden dangers that can lurk even in paradise. The authorities, determined to uncover the truth, collected food samples from the restaurant in question and sent them for testing. The results of these tests, they hoped, would provide definitive answers and shed light on the circumstances surrounding Miller's passing. While the initial suspicion of food poisoning provided a possible explanation for Miller Gardner's tragic death, the investigation was far from over. Costa Rican authorities, committed to uncovering the truth, ordered a comprehensive toxicology report. This crucial piece of the puzzle would delve deeper into the substances present in Miller's system at the time of his death. Toxicology reports are often the key to unlocking the mysteries surrounding unexplained deaths. They can detect the presence of drugs, poisons, or other toxins that might not be immediately apparent during a physical examination. In Miller's case, the toxicology report held the potential to confirm or refute the food poisoning theory and provide much-needed closure to his grieving family. The waiting game for the toxicology results was agonizing for the Gardner family. Each day that passed without answers felt like an eternity. The uncertainty weighed heavily on their hearts as they grappled with the unimaginable loss of their beloved Miller. The world watched and waited, hoping that the toxicology report would shed light on the darkness that had descended upon the Gardner family. Section 5. Remembering Miller, a life filled with promise. As the investigation into Miller Gardner's death continued, those who knew him best struggled to come to terms with his absence. Miller, they said, was a force of nature, a bright light that illuminated every room he entered. He was a beloved son, a cherished brother, and a loyal friend. At 14 years old, Miller was just beginning to discover his passions and explore the world around him. Like his father, he had a deep love for baseball and dreamed of one day playing professionally. He was a natural athlete, blessed with his father's speed and agility. But Miller was more than just an athlete. He was a gifted student, a talented musician, and a kind soul who always put others before himself. He had a contagious laugh and a smile that could light up even the darkest of days. To know Miller was to love him. He had a way of making everyone around him feel special and loved. His loss left a void in the lives of those who knew him, a void that could never be filled. Section 6. A Father's Grief, Brett Gardner's Loss. The weight of grief pressed heavily on Brett Gardner's shoulders. The former New York Yankees star, known for his tenacity on the field and his quiet demeanor off it, was now facing the toughest battle of his life, coping with the loss of his beloved son. Brett, who had spent 14 seasons thrilling fans with his speed, grit, and determination, was now navigating a different kind of field, one filled with sorrow, confusion, and an unbearable emptiness. The pain of losing a child, especially in such sudden and tragic circumstances, was almost too much to bear. The outpouring of support from the baseball community and beyond provided a small measure of comfort during this incredibly difficult time. Former teammates, opponents, and fans alike rallied around Brett and his family, offering their condolences and sharing their own stories of loss and resilience. Yet, amidst the condolences and the shared grief, Brett found himself grappling with a profound sense of helplessness. How could he possibly move on from such a devastating loss? How could he find the strength to face a future without his beloved son by his side? Section 7. Coping with Tragedy, the Gardner Family's Strength. The Gardner family, known for their close-knit bond and their unwavering support for one another, found themselves leaning on each other more than ever before in the wake of Miller's passing. United in their grief, they sought solace in their shared memories and drew strength from their love for one another. Miller's mother, a pillar of strength and resilience, found purpose in keeping her son's memory alive. She spoke of his infectious laugh, his kind heart, and his unwavering determination. She vowed to honor his legacy by living a life filled with purpose and meaning. Miller's siblings, heartbroken by the loss of their brother and playmate, found comfort in sharing stories and reminiscing about their time together. They spoke of his mischievous grin, his adventurous spirit, and his unwavering loyalty. Together, the Gardner family faced the long and arduous journey of healing. They knew that the road ahead would be filled with challenges and setbacks, but they were determined to honor Miller's memory by living their lives to the fullest and by supporting one another every step of the way. Section 8. The Long Road Ahead, Healing and Remembrance. As the initial shock of Miller Gardner's passing began to subside, the long and arduous process of healing lay ahead for his family and loved ones. The pain of their loss, a wound that cut deep, would likely never fully heal, but they were determined to find a way to navigate their grief and honor Miller's memory. The Gardner family, with the support of their community, began to explore ways to keep Miller's spirit alive. They established a foundation in his name, dedicated to supporting causes that were close to his heart, such as youth baseball and music education. They organized annual events and gatherings, creating a space for friends and family to come together, share stories, and celebrate Miller's life. The healing process, they knew, would be a marathon, not a sprint. There would be good days and bad days, moments of laughter and times of overwhelming sadness, but through it all they would hold on to the memories of Miller's infectious smile, his kind heart, and his zest for life. Section 9. Finding Meaning, Honoring Miller's Legacy. In the wake of tragedy, it's often difficult to find meaning amidst the pain and sorrow. Yet the Gardner family, determined to honor Miller's legacy, sought to transform their grief into something positive, something that would keep his spirit alive and inspire others. They established the Miller Gardner Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting youth baseball programs in underserved communities. Miller, a gifted athlete himself, had a passion for the sport, and his family believed that providing opportunities for other young people to experience the joys of baseball would be a fitting tribute to his memory. The foundation quickly gained momentum, attracting support from the baseball community and beyond. Donations poured in, allowing the foundation to provide scholarships, equipment, and coaching to aspiring young athletes who might not otherwise have had the chance to pursue their dreams. In addition to their work with the foundation, the Gardner family became advocates for food safety awareness, sharing their story in the hopes of preventing similar tragedies from occurring in the future. They worked with restaurants and food vendors to promote best practices for food handling and preparation, stressing the importance of vigilance and caution. Through their advocacy and their commitment to honoring Miller's legacy, the Gardner family transformed their unimaginable loss into a force for good in the world. They found meaning in their grief, inspiring others with their resilience, their compassion, and their unwavering determination to make a difference in the world.